prefer a sit-in kayak, and the one we choose is a Sea Eagle 370 Pro that has a weight capacity of 650 pounds. If you have two stout men and some equipment, then you're going to reach 650 pounds. Not many kayaks have that availability, though. Let's talk about a major thing about when you're going to look for a kayak, about transportation. Unless you own your own waterfront property and never plan to paddle anywhere else, you're going to need to move your kayak. Makes sense. The first transportation-related thing to consider is the weight of the kayak and the size. If you expect to always have to help lift your kayak onto and off your vehicle, then weight probably shouldn't be much of a factor when choosing a recreational kayak. However, if you plan to paddle by yourself, but you can't lift your kayak onto your vehicle, you're not going to get much paddling done. So remember this. The hard shell kayaks, sit on or sit-ins, they're long. They're 10, 12, 15 feet long or longer, and you're going to have to lift them on top of your car, off the car, in the car, off the car, or on a trailer. It's more work. I know it's more work getting the kayak on and off a vehicle than it is to actually launch it and go out and have a whole day's kayaking experience. So for me, I don't want to do that. I don't want a hard shell. I want to get an inflatable to help cut down on that, so you can store it easily in the trunk of your car. However, if you plan to paddle by yourself, you can't lift your kayak onto your vehicle. You're not going to get much paddling done, as we say. Most people choose to purchase an aftermarket rack to fit their vehicle and one of the various types of kayak mounts available, but you don't want to put a rack on your vehicle or can't find one that fits you. You still have the same transportation challenge. Fortunately, there are a couple of options. One option is to buy a sports trailer that can be used to carry your kayaks behind your vehicle. Since trailers are much more lower than the roof of most vehicles, it's generally much easier to lift a kayak onto a trailer. Unfortunately, trailers can be quite expensive, and then you have to worry where you're going to store your trailer, when you're going to, it goes on and on. It can be a nightmare. A much more affordable and increasingly popular option is to buy an inflatable kayak. Now that makes a lot of sense. Unless you have a bunch of guys and you are a big family and you've got people that load these great big heavy kayaks on and off the top of cars or on trailers and all this stuff. You have to buy a trailer. Where are you going to put the trailer? Where are you going to put the kayaks? Where are you going to put the kayaks anyways? Where are you going to put 3 or 4 kayaks, or even one kayak if it's a sit on top or sit in? Where are you going to keep it in your garage? Let alone putting it on a car and all the time and energy. And if you're a single woman or a single man, how are you going to lift this thing on and off, on and off? So that's a big question, and it's easy to get around that. Get an inflatable.